Hey guys, it's Flaring Pain. We are headed into yet another iconic Masters draft. We've got a Thoughtseize here, a Hoarding Dragon, a Roshin Meander, which is the first time I've seen this card in this format actually, in a pack. Heat Ray, Mana Leak. Got a lot of mid-rank choices. Not sure what we should take here. The Hoarding Dragon is okay. The Meander is kind of cool because you can play it in green or in red, which, kind of leaves us pretty open. It's a 4/4 for 4, which is good, and then it also gives you the advantage on the X spells. It might be the pick here. I like Mana Leak, pretty good. Heat Ray's good. Hoarding Dragon's good. Hoarding Dragon's probably the most powerful card in the pack. Thoughtseize is actually pickable first pick as well. It's not a bad card in this format. I think we're going to take the Meanderer, though. I think that's the safest pick, so we're going to go ahead and grab that. There's a Hoarding Dragon, a Crown Ceratok, a Heat Ray, a Timberland Guide, got a Tormentor. Heat Ray, I guess, is kind of good with the Meanderer because you can cast it for like 4 and he can kill anything essentially if he helps out. I like the Ceratok okay, I like the Hoarding Dragon. Timberland Guide's a pretty good card. We could take Timberland Guide. He loves +1/+1 counters. We could also take the Ceratok. I think here I like I'm not actually sure. This is actually a pretty close one for me. I could see taking the Ceratok. I could also see taking the Hoarding Dragon. I think we're going to take the Ceratok here. It's a pretty good card. Now let's take the Timberland Guide. I'm going to go low to the ground here, and man, I really don't know what to do. I'm going to take the Hoarding Dragon. Actually, I'm going to take the Heat Ray. Oh man, I have no idea if I made the right pick there. I was just freaking out. There's an Electrolyze. We could take that. That's a powerful card. It's going to put us in blue, but it's a really good card. We could take the Draconic Roar, which is good. I think I like taking the Draconic Roar here. Powerful removal spell. Prodigal Pyromancer is a good card too, but I like the Draconic Roar more. A lot of good removal in this format, which makes it so that the fact that he's on a body and you can repeat him means often he just gets killed. I think I like Splatter Thug here. We could take Tormenting Voice too. We could take Gruul Turf as well. It's not a bad pick. I think I want to take the Splatter Thug in case we end up in red-green. Splatter Thug's very good in red-green because he has a +1/+1 counter on him. He combos with the Ceratok, stuff like that. There's another Splatter Thug. Could take that. We could also take Tempest, Hoarding Dragon, Furnace Well. A lot of dragons around here. There's Kiln Fiend, which right now looks decent in our deck. Kiln Fiend's kind of a really powerful card if you get the right things to go with it, and otherwise it's pretty weak. I think I like the Kiln Fiend, but I like the Splatter Thug too. I think I'm going to take the Splatter Thug. Alright, there's a Gutter Snipe. That's pretty good. It's a pretty good card. There's a Teferi. Wow. This is very late for a Teferi. Strange to see it this late, actually. We've also got a Hunting Pack and a Gutter Snipe. We've got Jessian Thief, Phantom Monster, Shriek Geist. So really Monster Thief, Gutter Snipe, and Teferi would be our options. Teferi's, very mana intensive, and right now we've got a lot of red cards. The fact that it's made it this far is kind of crazy. This pack's really blue loaded, but I think we're going to take Gutter Snipe and kind of stay in our lane here. And it looks like blue's pretty wide open. We could take a Dragon Egg here, but I'm not that excited about that, and Dragon Tempest either. I think we're going to take Distortion Strike, which is the card we would take if we were going to try to play the blue-red deck, which might happen. Alright, so there's an Axe, that's decent. There's a Dissolve, there's an Izzet Boiler Works. I think we're going to take the Boiler Works. I like it more than Dissolve, so we're going to take that. It'll be fine even if we don't play the blue. Distortion Strike is extremely powerful with Kiln Fiend. If we wheel that Kiln Fiend somehow, we're going to be really glad we took it. We could take Mana Leak, but if we're going to end up playing even a semi-aggressive deck, we're going to need early drops. We don't have any 2-drop creatures, so we're going to take Borderland Marauder. Borderland Marauder is also a great combo with a Distortion Strike, as it hits for 4. We'll actually hit for 8 over 2 turns, really. So here we could take the Moonglove Extract or the Hoarding Dragon, and I'm on board with the Hoarding Dragon here myself. Horizon Canopy is not a bad card. It can make green mana, and you can also sack it to draw a card. It's not an amazing card either, though. It's not that great if you're not playing both colors. We're not really playing either color, actually, so we're going to take Hoarding Dragon here. There's an Electrolyze, which I think it'd be crazy for us to pass on here. It's come around super late, so it looks like this is going to be open. Hopefully our Kiln Fiend is still available as well. I don't think he'll be there because it's just so late, but if he's there, we're taking him, and we're going to be excited that we're in this deck at this stage for sure. So hopefully our Kiln Fiend is available. Getting the Kiln Fiend at this stage in the draft would indicate that basically no one is trying to draft this deck at the table. And if that's true, we're going to be able to get a really nice version of it. We've already got some pieces for it. We've got a Distortion Strike, a Draconic Roar, a Heat Ray, and Electrolyze. All three of those are really great instants that we can cast in this deck. Gutter Snipe is a nice support card for the deck too, and the Meander is not bad in the deck. Hoarding Dragon's fine in the deck, Splatter Thug's fine in the deck. Marauder's good in the deck as long as we get the aggressive version. We'd really love to get a Kiln Fiend here. That would be really amazing. Kiln Fiend with this is 5 damage twice in a row. So it's essentially 10 damage if you cast Kiln Fiend and you Distortion Strike it, and you do it again on the next turn, like when you get to flash it back, basically when you get to rebound it. Very, very, very powerful. Just a ton of damage. Let's check real quick on who we are waiting on. Alright, so we've got the most cards picked. These guys over here only have picked 8 cards. Slowronus, Hero, Pokechin. Alright, let's do some of our own picks here. So we've got a Tormenting Voice, we could take that. We could take the Aerialist if we really wanted. I don't think we want to take them though. I think we want to take the Tormenting Voice. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to take this Tormenting Voice. I'm not sure if we'll play it or not, but we might. Come on, Kiln Fiend. I think Kiln Fiend was in this last pack, but he might be in the pack that's right after this. He might be in our next pack, which would be amazing, but I think he's probably gone already. There's a Furnace Whelp. We can take that. We may play it, we may not. There's a Servant. We have a couple Dragons and a Draconic Roar. Elusive Spellfist as the sticker. So the deck does appear to be open, even though we didn't get the really late Kiln Fiend. I don't remember what we took over the Kiln Fiend. I think we took a Splatter Thug over it. I wish we would have taken the Kiln Fiend now, obviously, since we look to be fairly entrenched in the red-blue archetype. The Spellfists are good in here, and the Kiln Fiend is just ridiculous in here. Gutter Snipe, also a very good card in here. I guess if we can choose what we open out of this pack, we probably want to see like a Stagger Shock. 11 picks on this guy. Zayden the Dark. Lord of the Pit. Totally useless for us. Man, this pack is lame. We've got a Fog Bank and a Hammerhand. Lame, lame, lame. We could take Mnemonic Wall. It kind of goes in the way less aggressive version of this deck. We could also take Hammerhand. Our deck's not built for Hammerhand yet, but we could start pushing towards it. The trouble with Hammerhand is, you know, like Gutter Snipe, he cares about instants and sorceries. And so does, well, no, the Elusive Spellfist works with this, but the Kiln Fiend, he cares about instants and sorceries too, which are kind of what the deck thrives off of, and that's also what the wall can get back. I think I want to take the Hammerhand though. Oddly, I think the Mnemonic Wall goes later. I think we're going to take the Hammerhand here, even though that's kind of weird. Alternatively, we could take a card that's not a blue card. We could take like the Noxious Dragon in case we decide to go that route. Actually, let's take the Noxious Dragon. We're probably not going to go this route, but we might. Ooh, there's a Necropotence. That's one of the best cards of all time, but we're not going to be taking it. There's a Kiln Fiend. We love him. We wanted him. So here he is. We're going to take him. We're probably going to be pushing towards that blue-red deck. Hopefully we'll be able to wield this Spellfist. Okay. There's a Seeker of the Way. Too bad we're not in white. We got a Draconic Roar, though. That's going to be fine. That's going to be a fine addition for us. There's Abzan Battle Priest is a pretty sweet card, too. Let's grab our Draconic Roar and be on our way. Got a Furnace Whelp and a Phantom Monster. Not terribly excited about either of those. We've also got a Guardian Idol, not the worst card ever printed. Phantom Monster's fine. We could take it here. We don't really have a black pick that we want. We don't really have any cards that we really want out of this pack. I'm not a huge fan of Mannequin or the Guardian Idol. I think the Guardian Idol is probably better than Mannequin. Maybe we just want the Phantom Monster out of here. Or the Furnace Whelp just because it's a dragon. Maybe it is the Furnace Whelp just because we want to be able to cast our Draconic Roars for damage to the face. Yeah, let's take the Furnace Whelp. It's probably better in our deck than the Phantom Monster is. There's a Lotus Cobra in this pack. Used to be a really, really powerful card. I guess it still kind of is. There's a Kiln Fiend. We'll take that. Kiln Fiend is kind of the linchpin to this deck. Alright, and an Electrolyze. This thing is shaping up really well. Another Draconic Roar. That's what we're going to want here. We could take an Ojutai's Breath. That actually might be what we want. We're going to take the Draconic Roar. We can get an Ojutai's Breath probably later, and the Draconic Roar is irreplaceable. So we may want to run all three of these dragons because we're going to want to be able to get the extra damage off of the Draconic Roars. There's a Jin Gitaxias Core Augur. I lost that in one of the other draft videos I did. It stung pretty badly. Claustrophobia is fine. We could take Mark of Mutiny. That actually might be a good card in this deck just because of how aggressive it is. We could take another Furnace Whelp, but I don't know how many of those we're really going to play. Although we can probably get a Mark later if we decide that's what we want, so maybe we'll just take another Furnace Whelp. I don't think we're going to play Claustrophobia in here. I guess we might, though. Let's take the Claustrophobia, and just in case, maybe we'll play it. We're not going to play Noxious Dragon now. We're going to play this blue-red spells deck, I think. We want this Distortion Strike, I think, in both these Electrolyzes, so... we can probably pull this Hoarding Dragon for right now as well. I guess it is about here. Alright, there's the Hammer Hand. Is this the one we opened? Yeah, that's the Hammer Hand we opened, so we can take that. I guess we didn't take the wall either. Yeah, we took the Noxious Dragon. So we'll take the Hammer Hand. It's possible we'll play that. This build we're looking at here is very aggressive. And that's how I like my blue-red to be. We're probably not going to play this Tormenting Voice. Probably don't need the white mana. We can take the Chancery just so we have more exciting land. Alright, let's take the Chancery. Take a Chancery. Oh man, that's pretty rough. Chancery. Return an instant at random from your graveyard to your hand. Our instants are like Draconic Roar and stuff like that. I think I'm actually going to take this Sarur 1 Memrar. I'm not sure if we're going to play this, but we're going to take this Mark of Mutiny. This might be a really fun deck to play, actually. Alright, there's another Tormenting Voice. And that's why you can pass all those early ones. Alright, we got another Draconic Roar and a Pillar of Flame. Probably going to take the Pillar of Flame here. We could also take Mana Leak. I think I like the Pillar of Flame, though. There's another Gutter Snipe. We've also got a Jessian Thief. I think we're going to go with the Gutter Snipe, though. There's another Draconic Roar. So we've got a ton of non-creature spells. We could play with the Skywise Teachings if we wanted to, but I think we want to go for a more aggressive build than that. That's what we're looking at right now. I think we're going to take this Draconic Roar. Nobody is in our way at all. So we are going to have to play some of these Whelps though, because we're going to need to have a chance to nail them for extra damage with the Draconic Roars. I actually wish we would have taken the other Whelp. the third whelp over whatever we took over it. Could probably cut these splatter thugs. We got a Jessian Thief, we got a Cryptic Command. Alright, we're gonna have to take that Cryptic Command, even though we don't have a lot of blue right now. We're just gonna have to get closer to middle of the pack so we can play this Cryptic Command. This is a really powerful card. You know, I guess, you know, if we do that, it's going to change our deck composition quite a bit. We could take the Jessian Thief. That would be the way less greedy thing to do, or the Dragon Egg. It's really hard for me to resist Cryptic Command, though. I don't know if I can resist it. Yeah, look, I'm clicking on it. It's like almost impossible for me to stop myself. Yeah, it's in my deck. I couldn't stop myself. It was too powerful. Alright, there's Gutter Snipe, very powerful. Borderland Minotaur is good in here. Or Marauder, rather, is good in here. Trepanation Blade's not the worst card in here either. But I think we're going to go with the Gutter Snipe. Triple Gutter Snipe just sounds really fun to me. Wow, Rift Bolt and Draconic Roar. This pack is just totally crazy. Alright, so we're going to take the Rift Bolt. This whole draft has just been crazy. No one's anywhere near our colors. We could take Crucible of Fire like noobs, or we could take Claustrophobia or Dragon Egg. I think I want to take Claustrophobia here. I think it's going to be a good idea to have some ways to actually deal with their guys. We could take the Dragon Egg just so we have another dragon. Don't love that idea, but it's something. Let's just take the Claustrophobia. There's a Boggart and Hellkite. Probably not a good idea to take it. Yeah, let's just leave that alone. Although, I guess we're going to take the Trumpet Blast, because that's a way for us to win. Super janky. We'll take this and put it in the board. Gotta start figuring out what we're actually playing here. We're going to play the two Fiends, the Marauder, the Spellfist. Those are our 2-drops. Triple Gutter Snipe at the 3. Double Furnace Whelp at the top. And then a ton of instants and sorceries. Maybe that Skywise Teachings will wheel, and we'll take that. This deck looks like it's going to be really, really fun. So many Draconic Roars. It's just an insane amount of those. There's a Mana Leak. There's another Draconic Roar. Mana Leak's good. It's going to give us some versatility, but I don't know if I can control myself. I think I just got to take this 5th Draconic Roar just because it's just way more savage and just more ridiculous. So I think I'm going to take it. Jessian Thief, I think, is a good pick here. Skywise Teachings comes back. Of course it did. I guess we're going to take the Dragon Egg, since we might play that. We're not going to play 2 copies of Dragonlord Servant, that's for sure. Oh man, we get the Marauder back too. This is just ridiculous. And oh my gosh. What is even happening? Okay, so I think we're the only one at the table in red, basically at all. Wow. Just what in the world? This is just crazy. Alright, so I think I'm actually going to start by just taking everything out of the deck. Okay, and we're going to start with the card that's actually the best card in our deck now, which is Skywise Teachings. We're also going to play Cryptic Command. We're going to play 5 copies of Dragon's Roar. We're going to play 3 copies of Gutter Snipe. We're going to play both Kiln Fiends. We're going to play Pillar of Flame. We're going to play both copies of Electrolyze. And now we're going to figure out the rest of the cards we're going to play. I think we're going to play Heat Ray. Alright, I think we're going to play the Borderland Marauders, as they're really good with the Distortion Strike, and we're going to play that too. I wish we would have actually taken that Ojutai's Breath, so we'd have only 4 Draconic Roars and 1 Ojutai's Breath. That would be sweet, just to could help us seal up some games that we weren't necessarily going to win. We could play an Elusive Spellfist if we want. We could play a Jessian Thief. I think that's probably a safe play. And definitely this Rift Bolt. We're up to 21 cards already. We've only got 8 creatures, but I don't know that we really want to play that many more than that, actually. But we probably want to play a couple dragons so that we can actually get the value from those roars. So if we do it like this, we will have to play a disproportionate amount of blue to what we actually want. How many of these are creatures that we've got in here? Only 4. Just 4 2-drop dudes. We're going to be able to keep their stuff off the table really easily with all these roars. The Gutter Snipe situation is just out of control. Maybe we play 3 copies of Furnace Whelp. We could also play 2 copies of it and then play Surreal Memoir. The powerful thing about that is that it would trigger the Gutter Snipes when we do it, both times, and when you play it and when you rebound it, and then it'll also those 2 spells will trigger the Gutter Snipes too, whatever 2 things we get back. Seems very powerful. This seems pretty strong. We could play a Dragon Egg. I guess we could hypothetically get run over with this deck, but I don't know. We could play another Furnace Whelp, but maybe 2 is enough. This is actually a pretty tough choice. We could play an Elusive Spellfist. I do feel like it's probably a creature. I've got 10 though. I think I usually, when I play blue-red spells in most formats, I play like somewhere between 10 and 12 creatures, so. And is this really a spells deck? I think it really is, because the Gutter Snipes, they aggressively want instants and sorceries, so do the Kiln Fiends. And I think every non-creature spell in our deck right now is an instant or sorcery, except for Skywise Teachings. We could cut the Heat Ray if we wanted. The Heat Ray is a lot worse than all these Draconic Roars and the Rift Bolt, but it can kill things that are bigger, and we don't have a way to do that right now. You could say the Claustrophobias can deal with things that are bigger too, but they're not instants or sorceries. They're not going to trigger the Gutter Snipes. They're not going to trigger the Kiln Fiend. I think this is pretty good, and the question is just what we should add as our last card. We could add a Tormenting Voice, we could add an Elusive Spellfist, we could add Dragonlord Servant. Any of those would be reasonable. We could add Dragon Egg or another Furnace Whelp. Splatter Thug if we want, Trumpet Blast if we're going to try to be really aggressive. I think I like playing the, ooh man, we could also do the Memoir. The Memoir is very tempting. What do all our instants do? So Distortion Strike is one of our instants, but we've got all these Draconic Roars and these 2 Electrolyzes, and I think those are our only instants besides Cryptic Command. So I think it's not really, and this one, besides, it's not really a random. I think we're going to choose this Rural Memoir, and we're going to see how that plays, because I think that'll be the most fun. We're going to play both of these lands, and let's see what it wants us to throw in here. It likes only 4 blue. That'd be 6 total blue sources. I think I want to go to 7 blue sources. That would make me have 10 red sources. Yeah, I think 10-7's okay here. Really, we have 16 lands, but we've got this extra. We've got this double land here. I think 10 red sources is enough for just having basically red, because we do want to have a chance of being able to cast our Cryptic Command. Alright, I'm pretty excited about this deck. Hopefully we're able to just really lay into some folks with it.